This is the 225th episode of CloudFocus Weekly for the second week of September 2015. This episode is titled Packed Dreamforce. CloudFocus Weekly will be live at Dreamforce 15 in the admin zone. So if you have not seen this already, or not heard us talk about this, you have not been paying attention. We will be live 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The actual times are, so Tuesday will be at 3:30 p.m., Wednesday will be at 9:30 a.m., nice and early like we are today, and Thursday at 1:30 p.m. That's all Pacific Standard Time. Best way to figure this out is to go into the Success Community group, look in our group, or join it, and it's posted on the side in a Chatter group announcements. We will be podcasting live. You can hang out. You can meet us. You can tell us how much you love or hate the show. And I think we'll have some swag with us. So that will be that. All right. Well, I feel like I'm already into this very early episode of CloudFocus Weekly. But it's me, Jason Atwood, and joining me, co-host, barely awake, Justin Edelstein. How you doing, Justin?
Still wiping the cold out my eyes.
Yes, it is. We're doing this at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday because this week is packed, and because and we're podcasting all next week. So we figured we'd get one out early, and then we'll see you all next week.
Keep you guys jonesing.
That's right. I mean, you probably haven't listened to the one that we just published on Friday because it was a whole weekend. You could download, but they probably haven't listened to it.
I definitely listened with the long weekend.
The people I talked to,
making long drives places and stuff.
Just saw your pick. This is a classic.
This
is a classic. This might go up there with Spring 15 or 14 or 13.
My picks are better than your picks.
Okay. So we do not have a blog to talk about.
No, we don't.
But so we're just going to go over sort of two things. There's not really any news since Friday. Oh, how was your Labor Day?
Oh, it was very nice. Thank you.
Did you celebrate it with lots of labor?
No, I celebrated with no labor, as Labor Day should be celebrated.
Excellent. Me too. Did you hang out in a place and do barbecuing over the weekend?
I attended / hosted 1, 2, 3, 4 barbecues.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of barbecues.
I gained some weight.
Nice.
I got to lose it before Dreamforce.
Nice.
Fit into those suits.
Yeah, the suits are going to get real tight. All right, so two things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the new Lightning and sort of the Lightning trailhead stuff, to go over that because I spent my weekend doing it. I did it over the weekend. And then we'll talk about our billions of years of experience in Dreamforce. Can't figure out if this is my 7th or 8th.
It is your 9th.
Is it my 9th?
Because it is my 8th.
Okay, and you know that for a fact.
I know that I started going to Dreamforce in 2008. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That would make this my 8th.
So it's my 9th.
So it would be your 9th.
So
next year you get a badge.
Next year I should get something.
Probably won't.
Okay. So we'll show our 17 years worth of experience.
Correct.
9th and 8th, yes. It's really too early for math. And we'll talk about all sorts of stuff.
Using my fingers.
Yes,
you were watching me use my fingers.
Oh, man. All right.
Math with fingers from the Salesforce consultant.
3 days off and an early podcast equals comedy gold.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you who have lived under a rock and who have never heard of anything, Salesforce will announce their new UI. And
it's a new experience.
It's an experience. I'm going to call it the user interface because that's what it is.
Didn't we talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, but I was just going to go over sort of where you can learn about it. And one of the things, because we've been doing it, I want to talk about if you didn't know already. And I'm sure for most of the people listening to this, but for some who don't know, Salesforce offers let's call it a training platform, informational platform called Trailhead.
I think it's a lightweight LMS.
Yeah, lightweight LMS. That's fun and badges and points.
Some are more in depth than others.
Right.
These are more informational with some multiple choice questions at the end. Others in Trailhead, just to take a little sidestep into Trailhead, have lots of rich content. And I think the really great part about Trailhead, and the thing that I think they've done really well, is that it's integrated into the platform. So you log in to Trailhead using a developer edition version of Salesforce that you've already signed up for, and then you are logged into that Salesforce instance at the same time, sort of in the same window or browser or whatever. And at the end of certain trails or modules within a trail, you have exercises.
Right.
So you're learning about workflow, or you're learning about roll-up summary fields, or building objects. You have to go to your org and build the object or build the roll-up summary field, and you click, check my work or whatever it says, submit, and it actually goes out and looks at the org that you're logged into and sees if you've done the work correctly, which I think is a really nice automated way to both learn and be given assignments that are meaningful, but also check in real time if you've done it correctly.
Yeah, and that is all true, except for none of Lightning has none of that.
Well, no, Lightning is more just to read this information, watch these videos, get immersed into it, and then answer 3 or 4 questions at the end of each module.
They have different time. They'll tell you how much time it takes. So again, you can kind of go deeper into it if you want. You can go lighter. But if you don't know anything about Lightning, and I think it's a great way, and I think Salesforce is pushing you to go this way. So it's developer.salesforce.com/trailhead. You can, again, you sign in there. You probably want to just go and use your developer account that you did to sign into Trailhead. That'll make your life easier because it's one. You could log into Trailhead with one user ID and then log into your developer and then connect them to. But it's just kind of easier to have your developer account and log in both. Anyway, and there's 4 trails.
Well, there's 4
tons of modules.
There's 4 Lightning experience trails, but then there's a slew of other Lightning app builder trails, Lightning component trails. But the new Lightning experience, new Lightning UI has 4 trails associated to it with many modules within it. There's one for starting with the Lightning experience. There's one with migrating to the Lightning experience. There's one with using the Lightning experience. And then there's a developer trail for the Lightning experience.
And they are, this is Salesforce's, they're not heavy. So don't think like they're tests or they're like certifications. They're not. They're very, very light. Haha. And they're very kind of, the questions are kind of funny. Like, what should you do to roll out Lightning? A, jump up and down in your room. B, call the president. I mean, C, organize a group of people who are going to be, shareholders in the project. I mean, it's that type of stuff. And if the first question is all the above, always hit all the above. All the above. It's like, what are the 5 fun? Name some things that are fun about Lightning.
All the above. Everything. Everything is fun about
Everything is fun. So it's a good way. So try that out. If you haven't tried Trailhead, you should. The points, the badges is quite fun. And you can go, there's a Trailhead for Dreamforce. So there you go.
I took that one.
DF15 ready.
Dreamforce ready.
DF15 ready. You can take that one and get that badge. And I can see Salesforce really using this farther and farther and farther along. It'd be interesting to be able to bring Trailhead, as I just think about this, bring Trailhead, be able to customize it for your organization, build your own learning stuff, like put your own content together, and then have that Trailhead work into their badges and profile on their profile in Salesforce.
That would be fun.
Right? Because right now it's very separate. Like my badges in Trailhead don't have anything to do with my badges in my main org.
Nor does the trails that you've taken have anything to do with the business process that you facilitate in your org.
Right.
So they are separate.
But I'd love to be able to build my own trails.
Yeah. That'd be
Arkus
cool.
trails.
Arkus trails.
ABC, baby. All right. So next up, we will put together our apparently 8 and 9 years of Dreamforce experience and give you, the listener, tons and tons and tons and tons, or maybe like 3, tips and tricks and things that you should do. We'll go back and forth. We'll pick them out, and we'll go until we get tired.
Okay.
And
I
see you next
always
week.
go first.
You always go first.
I always go first. All right. My main Dreamforce tip and trick, always, every year, that I'll tell everybody, is to load up on
caffeine.
Load up on whatever it is that prevents you from getting sick.
I thought you were going to go there. That's funny.
Every year, So I've made this mistake early on in my Dreamforce life. Right. And every Dreamforce, I would get so sick because you get so run down.
Right.
You are up early. You are up late. You don't get much sleep. You are running around from here to there. You're moving a lot. You're meeting with hundreds and thousands and hundreds of thousands and 150,000 people just spread out all over the place.
Right.
San Francisco, in and of itself, sorry people, is not the cleanest city in the universe. Sorry. But there's lots of germs.
No judgment.
Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
And your body is, running on empty by the end of it. So you want to get as much of whatever it is that helps you.
Well, why don't you just tell them what you do, and then they can...
what I do is I load up on emergency.
Right.
So starting probably this week, Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday, really?
I will go to the store and I will buy like a box of emergency, and I will start down an emergency every day. And then when I'm at Dreamforce, I will do emergency every morning.
Right.
And maybe sometimes sneak in a little at night, but usually once a day. Now, if you do vitamin C pills, great. Go get some vitamin C pills and double up on it, triple up on it. You can't take enough of it, whatever. If you're a Green Vibrance person or one of those probiotic drink things, go do that. Load up on it. Mix the two together. Put some emergency in your Green Vibrance.
Yes.
You're good to go. Just make sure that you load up on that stuff because it's inevitable that you're going to get sick. In the same vein, I tend to take Tualeve every morning.
Okay. So basically your tips are to
take drugs.
Take a lot of drugs.
Well,
all right.
I take Tualeve every morning because there's a lot of walking around, and I want to get ahead of that pain.
I mean, you are 75 years old. And
my feet really hurt at Dreamforce.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of walking.
I guess get better shoes would be the one that I would suggest.
Know that there's a lot of walking.
Yeah, a lot of walking. So I'll just so while you're at, this is actually your tip. Well, no, I won't do this one, but I'll do mine on top of it.
Take my tip.
No, I'm not going to take your tip. I'll do my tip, and then I'll come back. I suggest, because one of the things that you really, when you travel, gets you sick and gets you worn down is dehydration. You don't have access to easy to get water like you do when you're home or you're whatever. So I suggest, and I do first day, where we stay, there's the CVS right across the street.
Yes.
I go over and I purchase massive amounts of those massive water jugs.
I think we all do that.
Yeah, even if the hotel gives you free water or whatever, still go, because it's just easy to walk in and see this huge thing of water and just start
and it's like
chugging it.
$1.50.
Yeah, and chug it. And I drink tons of water at night, tons of water in the morning. Staying hydrated is, again, it's like, because when you travel, and this is not just Dreamforce, when you travel, you just don't get to as much water as you normally do because you don't have access to it. It's hard. You have to pay for it. You have to buy it. So side trip. My first tip is syncing the calendar. So this is new. Actually, someone in Arkus pointed this out, and I set it up. So you can now sync your agenda to your calendar. So you go into Dreamforce, you go into the Dreamforce app, you log in, you go to my sessions or my agenda, and then there's a button on the side that says sync to calendar. This is new, and this is like the second to most awesome thing ever, because the most awesome thing is when you can put in your own events, but you can't do that yet. But now if you can sync it to your calendar, at least you can put your own events in your calendar and you can see where you need to go. So my first tip is to sync your agenda to your calendar. It will make your life easier than trying to figure out where your agenda or having to go into some app or something, because your calendar is your calendar. And then you can throw your other stuff, like other meetings and things you want to do on your calendar, and you can look at it like I am this week going, oh, crud, I have too much stuff to do. Right? I have to start to pare back, which is my side tip to this tip. This is a double tip.
You've already done 2, by the way.
I've done 3.
So keep going.
Well, don't overload yourself. Leave time in your day to go do things that are not sessions, because you're going to find yourself pulled in a million directions. And I've made the rookie mistake, I guess a long time ago, of trying to pack myself through of like event, or like session. First of all, the sessions are all over the map now. It's hard to get to them. Second of all, you want to leave time to like have a conversation. You might want to go get a coffee with somebody. It's like, put some good sessions in there.
They're also on YouTube very rapidly.
Right. And I think
they're even recording them
pick a
video
couple that you're really interested in and let the other ones slide. Like, I'm not going to say that all sessions aren't created equal, but they're not.
What's the session that you're most looking forward to this year?
Oh,
because I have my calendar synced, so I have mine sitting up in front of me.
I don't know. Now I got to go look.
So I'll go mine first.
Yeah, you
go.
Just
because I'm really looking forward to. It's on.
You're gonna do Pacific time?
Tuesday morning at 9 a.m.
Okay, good job.
Pacific.
Yeah.
It's called Strength in Numbers, the Golden State Warriors Culture and Philosophy.
Wow.
What a thing to go to at a tech conference.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm really interested in that.
I have a lot of sessions I've signed up for because I've written blog posts about them, and so I have to go back and actually put in the ones I want. I will say one of the ones that's on my calendar right now, although it looks like it's 8 a.m. Can it really be 8 a.m. at Pacific time?
Could be.
Yeah, 8 a.m.
I think 8 or 8:30 is the earliest.
You've changed Field Audit Trails and the Salesforce Time Machine.
You're looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
I love
of course, the Mark Benioff keynote.
Yes, well, the keynote. All right, so next tip from you.
Oh, next tip from me. All right, so it's going to be about packing.
Okay.
So pack light, leave room in your suitcase, because know two things. One, when you pack, everything's folded nice and neat and crisp, but on your way home, it doesn't end up that way. And you generally end up picking up a few extra little things here and there that have to go in the bag. So make sure that, if you're going to be there from, say, Monday through Friday, and you can, afford it or handle it, maybe don't pack so many things that maybe pack half and do laundry once at the hotel. Mm-hmm. That way you're packed a little lighter. You're going to want to bring 2 pairs of shoes. You're going to want to wear your shoes that you're going to wear during the day. And then you might want a pair of sneakers to walk around in when you're not actually at the conference. A little more comfortable on the feet. If you're going to exercise, which you should try to do, get your body flowing in the morning. Bring some exercise clothes. Like, all this stuff takes up space in the suitcase. So part and parcel with that tip of trying to pack as light as possible is I do wear undershirts underneath my button-down shirts that I wear every day. I will typically not pack those, and I will go to the CVS or whatever it is out there in San Francisco, and I will buy a 3-pack of Hanes undershirts, and I will oftentimes just leave them there. They're like $10 for 3, and I'll just be like,
casualties of the war.
Casualties of the war.
We used to do that tip, and I like that tip, but I usually buy them here because I'm concerned if I go there and they're not there, I'm gonna be mad. Then I got stuff.
Sometimes I buy them here, sometimes I buy them there. It depends on the situation.
Right.
I have the last 2 years bought them there. I've done the same thing with a few other things. Also know that, like, a lot of hotels these days, if you forget toothpaste, not the biggest deal. They just give it to you. If you forget, like, your toothbrush, whatever, a comb, that kind of stuff.
They must have that.
But for tip is to pack light, try and get everything in a carry-on. I know a lot of people where it's like their whole mission in life is to get every piece of swag ever. Right. So they just they bring a bag for swag.
Right.
I don't recommend that, but if that's your thing, if you have like 5 kids and you need to give them toys when you get home, great. I take as little swag as I can. I try and grab a T-shirt, like a Salesforce one that I like.
My tip.
Usually at the Dev Zone, they have cool T-shirts.
My tip is avoid swag.
Oh, well, there you go. Right into it.
And here's why. There is something in the air of a conference that when you're walking around and looking at stuff, the swag looks so good. But I'll tell you, there's 3 levels of swag. There's the swag you see in the conference under the lights, and it's like, oh, that's so good swag. And then there's the swag that you get back and you see in your hotel room. And you're like, oh, swag. And then there's the stuff you see when you get home. And you're like, ew, swag. Like, it doesn't look the same. There's something about it. You take that pen that looks like the coolest pen in the world, and then you take it home, and it looks like crap. And you're like, I have 1,000 of these. So I have, for years, I don't take swag. I just don't. There's nothing in it I need. Yes, have I broken down once or twice for a kid? I think
for the child.
For the 2 years ago, there was the
last year you broke down
for the skateboard.
The skateboard thing.
Yeah, I mean, and that was a pain.
You know how like amazing that skateboard was?
No.
What company gave that skateboard out?
I don't know.
That's how great it worked.
Yes.
Good job, skateboard company. They're known as skateboard company.
Skateboard company.
Like, I don't know who they even are.
And as someone who
everyone's walking around with those skateboards, but it meant nothing.
And as someone who gets swag created, like we build swag and we bring swag, and you know, over the years we've done really low end swag and we've done high end swag, and we've, you know, again, if there's something, you know, there are things you get that are high end and you're going to be like, oh, that's really something special. But even the things that I thought were like really nice, and I used my swag lens and I went, okay, is this a real thing? Do I really want this? Am I going to get home and want to put this somewhere in my house or have this? I still get home and I'm like, why did I take that? Really? So anyway, I would just say avoid the swag. Completely avoid the swag. It's just... You're going to get home, you're going to get half of it. So or maybe just avoid half of it. The other thing is, don't take stuff you don't need. I know a lot of people who like take everything and then just leave it in their hotel room. It's like, don't do that. Like, don't take everything you don't need. If you don't need it, don't take it. And I know you get caught up in it. I get caught up in it too. But just try to like, can you see yourself in a month using this thing? Now, yes, if it's a t-shirt, sure, you're going to wear a t-shirt. You know, there's a few things I've brought back that I probably still use.
Right.
But avoid it mostly.
Yep.
Next one.
So
let's do one more.
Last one.
Yep.
Leave Friday open.
Okay.
Friday's still part of Dreamforce.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Friday is I'm wearing jeans, I'm wearing sneakers, I'm wearing a hooded sweatshirt, and I'm barely awake. Okay. And usually I fly home on that Friday. I think we are flying home that Friday, like 1 o'clock. There is a session that I did sign up for that's at, I'm trying to do the math here, 9:30. So I may actually go to it. We'll see. Might not work. It's the future seen through the eyes of a science fiction writer. I think that's really interesting.
Yes.
But I generally try and keep Friday as light as possible, especially this year with the concert being Thursday night. That's just going to be a crazy night. So I kind of consider the conference, while a 5-day thing, Monday through Friday, I'm trying to do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Friday be extremely, extremely light. Leave it open. If there's someone I met during the week that says, hey, do you want to grab like breakfast? I'll say, oh, Friday. Let's grab breakfast on Friday or something like that. Which I'll sort of parlay into just 3.5, which is try to meet 5 new people. 5 new people.
Okay.
People you didn't know, people you knew of because of the community. Try and shake their hand. Meet them. Meet us. Hey, come over, say hi.
Wow. Is your 3.5 tip is to come meet us?
Well, no, it's to network and meet people. That's what the event is all about. It's not all about just being there and seeing Mark Benioff and Coca-Cola up on stage. It's about meeting.
I love my drone delivered Coke.
Me too. But still, it's not all about that stuff. It's about meeting people in the community. Right. So try and meet 5 new people that you didn't know before, and after Dreamforce you can say, hey, I met that person.
Right. Mine, my last one is, I'll dig into my little bit of my GTD world to do this, but one of the things that's very difficult when you're on the road and you're running around and you're, you know, meeting all these 5 new people every 5 seconds and going to sessions and all that, is it's a lot of information, it's a lot of people, it's a lot of things that are said and committed to, and like, hey, let's do this, and I want to do this. So, I mean, this is just pulling straight out of GTD, but I would say capture everything. So what I do is on my phone, I have an app, and I'm not going to talk about it because I've talked about it a million times, but it can be a Notes app or Evernote, whatever you want. You just write it down in your little, every time, because you think you're going to remember any of this stuff, but I'll come back at the end of Dreamforce and I'll have I'll have 20, 30 things. They could be cool books people told me about. They could be things I need to follow up on. They could be sessions I might want to go check out on YouTube. There could be, but the idea that, again, this is where you just use your brain to know that your brain isn't very good at remembering things and just write it down. And at the end, on Friday, on the flight home or on the following Monday, you can go through, and half of them you can be like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like I've gone through and I've seen like books that I'm going to read and I'm like, yeah, I'm not reading that book. So I just delete it. But then a lot of them like, oh, right, I said this, or that person suggested I go check out this cool tool, or I was at this thing. So I would just say, I don't care if it's pen, paper, whatever, you have a way, a system, and capture everything that's going on that you're interested about, because you're not going to remember anything. You're going to sit there and you're going to think you're going to remember it, but you're not going to remember it because you're just inundated with information. And so capture tons and tons of stuff, use tools to do that, keep it with you, and then review it all when you get home, and you'll notice like, oh yeah, I met this person and we talked about this. I should follow up with them. And then you can look like the star because you actually follow up with them, as opposed to the people who say, oh, I'll follow up with you, and they don't. Although sometimes that's good at a conference. It's like, oh, I'll follow up with you. And you're like, yeah, okay. My number's 5555555555555. Is that too many fives?
Yeah. I detect a niner in there.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll call you.
Call you.
I'll call you.
Mean it.
Bye. See ya. Door slam.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. All right. So next week, next week's all Dreamforce. So we have 3 podcasts.
The
we're talking about
Dreamforce 3.
I don't know how I'm going to get them up. We can't even. We're not bringing our own equipment. We're bringing like
No.
a SD card. I don't know how they're going to sound. I don't know how I'm going to do them, publish them, whatever. I'm going to do my best.
We're not sure. I mean, are we even bringing our laptops?
Yes.
I wasn't planning on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
I'm bringing
I have
it
to
Dreamforce.
Yes, but I have to.
But I wasn't going to bring it to the podcast zone.
But I have to.
But you don't.
How am I going to publish it?
Later on that evening.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
You're going to do it like right then and there?
Well, that was the thought.
I would think you'd have a better Wi-Fi at the hotel than you would.
But that means it's not going to get done till the next day. I ain't coming home at night after a day of Dreamforce and be like, let's do some podcasting editing.
One of your little...
How about you do it?
One of your little tips that you don't mention is you melt after 6 p.m.
Yes.
Well, so like true. You'll be at the hotel at 6 p.m.
But I'll be melted.
Okay.
I'll be done.
You're like
all right.
the Wicked Witch of the West over there.
That's right. I've made it. Well, this year, because we're going out Monday, this is going to be tough because Sunday night we have a game here we'll be watching with a friend. And then Monday night we're going out and we're going to something on Monday night that's going to go long.
And it's late.
So I'm going to...
It's later than I thought because it's the first week.
So it's going to be pushing me beyond...
It's pushing you beyond your comfort
Tuesday
zone.
We've got another one. So I think Wednesday I'll be asleep by 5.
You have to nap on that plane.
Have to nap.
That plane you're going to have to nap
I might have
on.
to nap. All right, give me your pick of the week.
Dreamforce 15 app. How do you not pick the Dreamforce 15 app on the Dreamforce, packed Dreamforce, just prior to Dreamforce podcast?
Salesforce One Mobile. I just picked it.
Listen, Spring 15.
This is just as bad.
No, it's not. It's the Dreamforce 15 app. It's free. It's from Salesforce. Put it on the iOS. It works great. It shows you your agenda. You can get to your feed.
So
it's got a nice map
I just
location
went on
and
to my phone and I pulled up my Dreamforce app.
Yeah.
Is that not it? Or is it Dreamforce 15 app?
So I have the Dreamforce 15 app.
What's the diff?
So did it load like this?
Nope.
Yeah, so you don't have the right one.
So I have ideas.
No.
I have groups.
No. You have your agenda. You have session map. You have a Discover tab, which uses your location.
Okay.
A Sponsors tab, which just lists out all the sponsors. And then you have the feed. So then you have the whole feed of basically the whole community.
So you're telling me it's not the same app?
It's not the same app at all, no. Okay. I mean, check out this Discover tab. This is really cool. So it has all these things at the top, like how you can... maps and transportation and all that, and if you click on...
By the way, they got to work on their SEO. I just typed in Dreamforce 2015.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing came up.
That happened to me when I first went to download the app. I was like, I don't want Party Force. I want Dreamforce.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the app's really well done. It hasn't crashed on me yet, which is good.
That is good. What are you signing with your success community?
I believe I signed... No, I signed on with regular old... my credentials for... Well, which I guess are the same as the success community.
Yes.
So, yes.
Okay, thank you. Cool. Downloading now.
You don't have to re-log in. Like, once you're in, you're in.
That's nice. I will enjoy that. Mine is going to be, this is, I think, a repick, although I think I made a podcast, a blog post about this. I was going to pick, actually, an app called Flight Track Pro, but I went to try to find it, and while it still works on my phone, it does not exist anymore. It's like another one called Flight Track 5. So I'm going to pick another app that does roughly the same thing, which is called TripIt. And it's an app and a website. So if you don't use TripIt and you fly and you travel more than once a month, you are missing out on your life. TripIt is a free service. You sign up for it. They then give you they say, here's an email address, plans@tripit.com. Whenever you get a confirmation from your hotel, from your Delta, from your rental car, you just forward it off to TripIt. TripIt builds your agenda for you. And then on the phone, you can go down and it has everything. It has all your confirmation numbers. It has everything in one little place called TripIt on your phone. And then other apps can sync to it. It's like Flight Tracker syncs my TripIt. So it tracks all my flights. It tells me if there's any delays. Now, I will say, I've been using this for years and years and years and years. Now, the apps for the flights, the airline apps have become better. Like JetBlue and Delta, they both have better alerting. If you're, they'll tell you, they'll text you.
I think the Delta app's fantastic.
It's pretty good. It's better. But TripIt's nice because it keeps more than just your Delta. It keeps your hotels. It keeps your keeps your car rental.
Some hotels are syncing stuff or allowing you to add your reservation to your passbook.
Yes.
Which I love.
That's nice.
So it's just in my passbook.
So I just like it because TripIt it's one place. I know it's on my phone. It actually syncs to multiple places. You can get it online. So try TripIt. And I swear, if you travel more than once a month, you'll never go back. I've never done TripIt Pro, which I know has some other features like tracking all of your flights. But TripIt, it's free. It's tripit.com. Enjoy. All right, so we'll see you next week. If you want to see us beforehand, you can follow at Just Edelstein, follow at Jason M. Atwood, follow at Arkus Inc. We're on Facebook. We're in the Success Community. That's a good place to go find out our podcasting studio. It's in the Success Community in our group. It's also in the Power of Us Hub in that group as well. We've put our schedule of where we are podcasting and when. Admin Zone, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're on LinkedIn, Google+. And we'll see you next week live, kids. You guys can stop by and throw things at us. It'll be great. Until then, Justin and Jason saying enjoy those cloudy days.